Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of data structures. In the previous sessions, we have seen about linked list and what are the different types of linked list and what are the different operations we can perform on linked list and how we can organize the data in a linked list. Now coming back to today's session, we'll be seeing about another type of data structure which is called as stack. After the end of the session, you'll be knowing what is stack and where do we use this stack and how the insertions and deletions are performed onto the stack. Basically, we know that there are two different types of data structures. One is the linear data structure and another one is non-linear data structure. We are already clear with arrays and linked lists. Now let us go for stacks. Why do we use the stacks if we have arrays and linked lists for organizing the data? Suppose there are some situations where the insertions and deletions are to be done at only one end. That means we cannot insert the data from anywhere we can, or we cannot delete the data from anywhere we want. In such kind of situations, we'll be going for stack. Whereas in linear list and arrays, we can insert and delete the data from anywhere else we want, but they are not restricted to only one particular end. If it is restricted to only one particular end, then we use this type of data structure called as stack. This is the real-time application of stack where actually we use the stack is used in browsing through net. That for browsing we'll be using the stack application where whatever the sites we are visiting, it will be stored onto the stack. What are the sites we are visiting? First site will be stored onto the stack, and second site, third site. If you want to go back, we'll be seeing a back option onto a web page where it will be directed to the previous site. So whatever the site we have last visited, that will be closed first. It means it follows a principle called as LIFO. Here LIFO stands for last in first out. Last in first out. Suppose for example, if we take a stack and here I'm inserting some data. First I've inserted 1, next I have inserted 2, and next I have inserted 3. Now if I want to delete one element from the stack, whatever the last inserted value, it will be removed out from the stack. It means last in first out. Whatever we have inserted last, it will be coming out first. This is the principle of stack, that is LIFO. Where this is mainly used, it is used in the history of a web browser. Next, to perform any undo sequences in a text editor. Suppose whatever the changes we do onto a text editor, whatever the changes we do last, it will be undone first. And it is using in saving local variables when one function calls another and this one calls another. It means whenever a function calls its definition, and again it will be going back to the function call where we have last called the function. That is where we use this stack. Before going to stack, we have to know what is abstract data type, where we have seen the linear data type, linear abstract data type, that is list data type. Here this as the same abstract data type is same for all the data structures. Like data plus operation is called as abstract data type. It means we know the data and what are the operations that we perform on data, where its implementation is done independently, without our concern. Like the implementation details are here hidden, that is nothing but abstract data type. And here we have stack ADT. This is general structure of stack, where to declare any structure we use the keyword called as struct. This is a structure name for what we are declaring the structure. And here we have two members for that stack structure. One is top and the other one is size. Top is nothing but the topmost element. Whatever the element we have inserted last, that will be referred as top element. And here size mentions the number of elements we have to insert onto the stack. Here the size mentions the number of values we want to insert onto the stack. And these are the operations that what we perform onto the stack. Generally, what is stack ADT? It is a homogeneous collection of elements. Here homogeneous stands for same type of elements. It means we can insert or we can manage the data of same type, like it may be an integer, character, floating point, string, whatever it might be. We can manage only similar type of data onto the stack, and the elements are added and removed only from the top of the stack. That it follows LIFO principle. Whatever we insert last, it will be coming out first. Here is a real-time applications of general representation of a stack. Here there are a stack of trays. Here one after the other the plates are arranged. What if I want to remove one plate, whatever we have placed last, that will be removed out first. And here are a stack of coins where the last inserted coin will be removed first. And here we have a stack of boxes where the last placed box will be removed out first. Here we have a stack of shirts where the last inserted kept shirt will be removed out first. This is a general example where actually we represent a stack. What is the definition of a stack? To explain the definition of a stack, stack is a linear data structure in which the operations are performed based on the LIFO principle, that is last in first out. Here it is and here we have another definition of stack, that is it is a collection of similar data items or homogeneous data items in which both insertions and deletions are performed at one end and are based on LIFO principle, that is last in first out principle. This is a representation of stack. Here we have few colors. If I want to insert one blue color onto the stack, I have to perform the operation called push. Push here stands for insertion. If I say push blue, here blue got inserted. If I say pop, the last inserted, that is blue, will be popped out first. Again, this is the remaining stack. If I perform pop operation again, this is the last color, yellow color, which is popped out first. Which is popped out first, that is yellow color is popped out first. Here pop means deletion of elements from the stack, and Q means insertion of elements onto the stack. This is the representation of a stack where push is done from one end and also pop is also done from the same end, that is from the top. Stack is a last in first out data structure where insertions and deletions are performed from only one end. It maintains a variable top, which refers to the topmost element of the stack. Suppose here are few elements like this. Here are few elements like this. Here top represents to the topmost element of the stack, where top is used to track the topmost element of the stack. And basing upon the insertions and deletions we perform on the stack, stack is moved. That if I delete, stack is decremented. If I insert an element, stack is incremented. These are the basic operations that we perform on stack. One is push. Push is if you want to insert an element onto the stack, we perform push operation. Pop is nothing but if you want to delete any element from the stack, then we perform this pop operation. And if I want to display the content which is present onto the stack, then I perform traverse operation. IsFull is a operation where I want to check whether the stack is full or not. That if I want to insert an element, whether some space is left for inserting an element onto the stack, I have to check whether the stack is full or empty. The full says that the stack is full. Empty says that you can insert an element where the stack is empty. When stack is created, the stack base remains fixed while the top changes. This is an example of push and pop. Here is an empty stack. Here is an empty stack, that is we have not inserted any element onto the stack. Now if I want to insert an element onto the stack, I say push. If I say push, now here I'm saying push of 11. It means first the top is incremented. Initially the top will be at -1. Basically the size of the stack starts with 0 index and ends with the size minus 1, that is if I give the size of a stack is 5, the last block will be of with 4 index. Here top initially the stack will be at top equal to minus 1. If I perform push 11, then what happens is first stack is incremented, that is stack is moved to 0 position. Then if I say push 11, 11 is inserted onto the stack like this. Next, if I want to push 22, stack is top is moved to first location and 22 is inserted onto this. If I say again 33, top is incremented and 33 is inserted onto the stack. Now, if I say pop, 33 is removed from the stack. 33 is removed, popped out from the stack, and the top is decremented. Again, if I perform pop again, 22 is removed from the stack, again top is decremented. If I say pop 11, again pop is 11 is popped out from the stack and top is decremented. When top is at minus 1, we say that stack is empty. If top is at maximum size, if top is greater than or equal to size, then we say that the stack is full. See, these are the two conditions where we can check that stack is full or empty. Stack overflow means the stack is full. Stack underflow means the stack is empty. When top is at size minus 1, suppose I'm giving the size of a stack as 5. Suppose I'm giving the size of a stack as 5. Here is a stack where 5 blocks are allocated for stack 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where the index starts with 0, it ends with size minus 1, that is 5 minus 1. When top is at this position, that is, if it is at size minus 1, we say that the stack is full. We say that stack is overflow. It means we cannot insert element. If I perform push onto this, there is no space, so it says that the stack is full. Where top is at minus 1. When the top is at minus 1, when there are no elements onto the stack, then the stack will be at minus 1. It states that stack is underflow. It means when we are trying to perform the pop operation onto an empty stack, then it says the underflow condition, that there are no elements on the stack, you cannot pop out. See, these are the few more examples of push and pop operation. Here I'm going to insert 4 elements onto the stack, where initially I'm inserting A, the stop is at 0th position. Next I'm inserting B, the stop is at first location. Next it is at second index. Next I'm inserting D, where top is directed to the last inserted element. Now if I perform pop operation, D will be deleted, removed. Next C will be removed. Next again if I perform pop operation, B will be removed. Next again if I perform pop operation, A will be removed. After that we have an empty stack where top is decremented to minus 1. Here are a few more examples. See, this is an empty stack where top is at minus 1. It means when the top is at is minus 1, it states that the stack is empty. Now I'm pushing 10 onto the stack. Now I'm pushing 10 onto the stack where top is moved from minus 1 to 0. Again, I'm performing push operation. I'm pushing 20 into the stack. The top is moved to 1. Again, I'm pushing 30 where top is moved to second. Again, I'm pushing 40, top is moved to 3. Again, I'm trying to push 50, where the stack is of size 4. Already 4 elements have been inserted, even though I'm trying to push 50 onto the stack. But it states that overflow condition, stack overflow. It means stack is already full. We cannot push more elements onto the stack. Now, here what I'm doing is I'm performing pop. If I say pop, automatically in the previous slide 40 was there. If I perform pop, 40 got deleted here. Again if I'm and top is decremented. Again if I'm performing pop operation, 30 got removed and top is decremented to 1. Again if I'm performing pop, top is decremented and 20 got removed. Again if I'm performing pop, 10 got removed and top is decremented to minus 4. Now again if I perform pop operation on the stack, it says that the stack is underflow. It means there are no elements onto the stack. There is no data onto the stack. Now you cannot pop out any element. That is stack underflow condition. Here is another example where you can see the stack with 5 elements. The top is at 4th location and the number of elements onto the stack are 5. So this is stack where the stack is full. Where the stack is full, even till the last location the elements are there. Again, if I perform any push operation onto this, it says that the stack is overflow. Here the stack is empty. Now if I perform the pop on this, it says that the stack is underflow. When there is an empty stack, the top is at -1. When the stack is full, the top is at the topmost element. Here always the top represents the topmost element of the stack. This is one more example. Initially this is an empty stack. Now I'm pushing 2. 2 got inserted onto stack at 0 location. Next 3, next 5, next when I push 5, the top is at last inserted element, that is 5. When I'm popping out, 5 get popped out. Next 3 get popped out. Next 2 get popped out. This is one more example. Initially it is stack top is at -1. When I insert A, top is at 0. When I insert B, top is at 1. When I insert D, top is at 2. Again, when I popped out, top is pointing to B. Again, when I perform push operation, see here, push A, push B, push D. When I say pop, D get deleted, removed. Again, push C, C got inserted and top is incremented. Push D, D got inserted and top is at 3. If I say push E, E got inserted and top is at 4. If I say pop, the last insert element, that is E, is get deleted and top is moved to 3rd location. Again, if I say pop, D get deleted and top is moved to 2. This is what is a stack and how we perform insertions and deletions. Insertion is nothing but pushing the element onto the stack, and deletion is nothing but popping the element onto the stack. And top is the variable which keeps track of the topmost element of the stack. When top is at -1, we say that the stack is empty, and when top is at maximum size -1, we say that the stack is full, that is stack overflow. I hope we have understood today's session. Thank you.